So today we're gonna do the Airline Race League, the Gnarlotte Race League. They're running it at Airline this weekend. It's gonna be on the smaller blue line to start, and then it cuts in through the black line and then some downhill. But figured we'd give it a shot. Haven't done any local races or anything like that yet, so figured we'd get our feet wet and see what we can do here. My brother's in town too. He's gonna rip it with me, and we'll see how things go. I don't have actual bike shoes or clips, which I'm assuming most people will be riding, so that could be a problem. So we're gonna see how I can do with the flats. I was trying to do some quick runs through the blue line the other day, and my feet were not staying on going that fast, so might be a little bit hairy. So yeah, we're gonna see what we can do. Maybe try and get a podium. Bike is dirty as heck, but it's gonna get dirty anyway, so we'll clean it after. Nuke Proof Mega. It's pretty much stock. The previous owner, I got it from Put Dominion, 4-piston brakes on it, which are nice, but I'm running like a 50% rear brake because I had kind of half bled the brakes on accident. So we're running like 50% rear, which also could be a problem, but we're gonna let it fly. Here's my brother's Trek Slash. Thing is super crispy. He's got the orange race face pedals. Those are super nice in person. Got the Fox 38s on there. Thing's riding dummy. You straight, my boy? Got the old Nuke looking spicy in the rig. Load her up. Alright, so we're pulling into Airline now. Gate is open. So down here is usually where I park when I come ride here. It's a lot flatter, easier on the Mustang. You feel me? So they cleared off a big section here for additional parking in the woods, which is definitely a lot closer to the gravity terminal where the races are. It is pretty tight in these spots, so Mustang probably wouldn't have sufficed here. So good thing my brother had the 4x. Got in there no problem. When you get further down towards the end here, there was a truck that was blocking an entire other section of the lot they cleared. So a lot of people pulled in and had to turn back around and find another spot. But I mean, I think there was like one left in here when we pulled in. We showed up for the second practice, so we got there around like 10:30, 11. And I have no idea how that Miata got in there. Dude must have been rubbing everywhere. So this is the main event setup here at the gravity terminal. Had the Fire Red Bull rig up there, DJ at the top, which was super cool. A couple tent setups, bike shops. Tel Hill Trailblazers got that 120 on plate. There's my low budget Paradise Racing jersey. Ended up chopping that because I fell, basically tore the sticker right off. So here's the main technical section. It was a little bit slick because it rained the day before. I'll show you where I crashed in practice. Right at the top here, the chute, right there, my front tire slid out and I went straight over the bars down that berm. But I rolled out of it pretty easy, so it didn't really hurt or affect me too bad. But yeah, that was probably the toughest section to be quick. Especially when it was a little bit slick, but it shaped up pretty well throughout the day. Buddy's got no tarp on, absolutely cruising. They were playing Creed a lot, which was fire. That got me absolutely dialed. E-bikes were rolling here. We're back at the rig for a little refreshment. Brother and fiance are in the cut. There's both the rigs at the top. Getting ready for our race run. This is actually my second run. Absolutely cranked out here. And then right here, I came off both pedals. I don't know if you could see that, but both my feet ejected there. Somehow got them back on pretty even. So I was able to keep pedaling out, make up some of that missed time there. Everything was pretty straightforward here. I slowed down there a lot because that's where I crashed in practice. Probably shouldn't have slowed as much as I did. Just didn't want to slide out and ruin the run. Absolutely cranking here, trying to make up some of that time from that double ejection. But ended up winning with this run, actually both runs, just by a hair.
Holy fuck.
Here's some third-party view. Trying to stay as low as possible on those little gaps. Here's a downhill section. This part of the course was fun. Really just dialed in that speed, try and lock up that last run, put ourselves on the board. So here's my brother absolutely clocking it in. He was low-key cruising here. I think he probably beat me on this section. Our times were really close. I think it just came down to probably a few pedals at the top and bottom, but he was low-key flying.
Good.
It looks good.
I almost blew up here on the jumps. I was going so fast. Both feet Supermaned in the air off my pedals, and somehow I landed with my feet back on. Like, it didn't really affect me that much.
I heard you not just voices, so I walked all the way down there.
After the races were just about all finished, they did a couple bike games here. I think they started with a wheelie contest, which was before this. That was pretty cool. But yeah, then the bunny hop contest here. I don't know how these two got so high up. I think the next one here is the winning jump, which was nuts. But absolutely killed it. They did a foot down challenge here. I remember doing these back in the day at the local BMX track. It was always fun to see if you could stay up the longest. They went for a double takedown here. Did not work out. But that was fun to watch. Everybody was having a good time here. It was cool that they incorporated some of these things while we were waiting for the results, which was keeping everybody active and locked in. Rounding things out here with the podium, was able to come away with P1 overall amateur men. Happy I was able to put down some solid runs. Track was super crispy.
All right, guys, let's hear it for our
They did a really good job with the track this weekend. All right, guys, so we made it back. Gnarlotte Race League Airline. Ended up pulling out the W for amateur men, which was pretty wild. Here's the kit. Number 120 on the plate. Bike is super dusty. So we did some practice runs. I have a GoPro run of the whole line. I think it was my second race run. My brother had the GoPro on the first run. I almost fell on the fourth jump in the beginning of the line, which was interesting. I wonder how much of that came out on the GoPro. But I think it was my second practice run. I was going way too fast into the first right turn steep. My front wheel totally gave out. I washed that one over the bars into the second berm. Because it was so steep, I just rolled right through it. So it wasn't a bad, it looked probably pretty bad, but it crashed itself. I was fine. So we got back up. I think I did one. I don't even know. Did I do a run? I don't even think I did a practice run after that. It was so hot, so we just kind of chilled by the car. So yeah, the first run started at like 1. All the groups after U11, I think, just went at the same time. So I got my first run in. Felt pretty good. I rolled that, where I crashed in practice, I kind of slowed up and rolled, but pedaled a lot more afterwards to try and make up for it. I don't know why I was sliding out in that area, but it was a little bit slick in a few spots, but first run, flew through the jump line at the top. Got through it pretty well for having flats. Like I said before, I thought it might be a problem hitting those gaps with the lips like they have on there and keeping my feet planted. But I was able to keep my feet on the first run, which was surprising. It was a pretty solid run. And then the second run, we waited like 30 minutes at the second run. And on like the fourth double, couldn't keep my feet on the pedals. I don't know how I got them back on my bike. I think I got lucky and my cranks were even flat. Because if they weren't flat, one of my feet were gonna hit the ground and it was gonna be a nightmare. But I ended up getting both my feet back on the pedals. So I just cranked out until the first turn. Tried to make up some of the time, got through the rest of it just fine. And I cranked out at the end of it in the downhill and uphill part more than usual. So I made up for it. And I actually ended up in the amateur men group. I think both of my race runs actually had the fastest time to win, which is pretty cool. So Harrison did a great job running the event. Glad we went. It was kind of a last minute decision on if we were going to do the race or go to a bike park out west near Asheville. But we loved the race line, looked pretty fun, so we figured we'd give it a shot. We love Airline, so. But yeah, so we ended up P1, amateur men, pretty cool. Hopefully be able to get at least one more in. They do like 6 or 7 of them total throughout the summer, so try and make at least one more of them. Brother ended up P5, which is really cool. He was hammering it too. My fiance took some videos too of the both of our lines at different sections, so we'll throw that up. See if we can't get some clips in the video. And shout out Harrison, Gnarlotte Race League. See if we can't run it back soon. So I didn't originally have this jersey on. Me and my brother, we signed up as Paradise Racing. And as you can see, put up my car flat. This was what I was practicing with. We duct taped Paradise Racing on here in yellow, but because of my crash where I like fully tumbled and rolled over, it kind of screwed everything up. So you can see from the dirt, and the tape kind of came off. So I swapped jerseys. Little tarp swap, dilla. Like I said, it was last minute. We weren't sure if we were gonna race, but weather looked pretty good. It didn't look that great the last couple of days, but looks like the weather held off. I think there's some clouds rolling through now, but weather held up. Track was nice. The lines were good. But yeah, he put on a good race.